just been out to a food hub that was advertised for half term, and it was in a little village hall, and it was one room with some shelving in the middle and two friendly ladies is what they introduced themselves as when we got there. And it was a mix of items. There was some produce which was from their own farm. Some of the items, they've got a community interest farm, so some of the items were from their own farm and other items have come from supermarkets. Now, it was a mixture of items, and obviously because it's come from their own farm, it was very seasonal as well. So we had some courgettes, there was beetroots in there, some onions, carrots and things like that. And then the other items, they had some tinned items, some bread and things like that. You go there and you pay £5, so it's a fiver, and they provide you with a bag so that it's fair for everybody. And I can see why that would be the case, because some people are going to take a ginormous bag and then it's not fair if some people have only got a smaller bag. There we go, that's what you see out on the country roads. They have made a mess of the road though, that's for sure. Mud on the road, you're not kidding. Look at this mud on the road, lot. I reckon it sent us down some private drive, lot. Because that doesn't look like a road, does it? That you would go down. That says private road. Oh well. It looked like some dignitaries coming out of here, weren't we? There was a mixture of other items as well, and they said that they didn't have much of the tin stuff coming through, so you were limited on what you could take there. Continue on A60 for 3 miles. I think there was tinned peas, tinned tomatoes, a few other stuff, but by then the bag had got quite full, which it was only a thin bag, so I didn't want to overload it too much, and obviously to be fair to everybody else as well. But for £5 we have got a big carry bag full. They were on the upsell, so they did try and say, oh, there was some other stuff to buy, which, although it was reduced, it's obviously going to add to the £5. But a lot of it was fresh. What we've got is fresh, so we are going to need the help from you lot watching to come up with some suggestions as to what meals we can make using the items that we've purchased. We're now going to cut back to the studio where we're going to show you what we've bought. When you go in, you get given a bag. That's what you get given, so everybody's got the same bag, so there's no fighting or competition if anybody's got a bigger bag, or one of them, you could go in one of them Sports Direct bags, couldn't you? But everybody gets the same bag. You don't have to pay at the start, you pay at the end, which is trusting, obviously. Let's take a look at what we've got. So all of this, pan across for me, all of this costs £5. And let's have a look at the individual items. We've got some potatoes and some pears, an onion, a courgette, a cabbage, plenty of bananas, there's quite a lot of bananas, some tomatoes, a lime, pepper, radishes, some Greek yoghurt. Going back round this way, we've got some Coronation chicken. That had already been frozen, so we can't refreeze that. Some crumpets. we've got some chow mein noodles, a pack of red lentils, a pack of rice, some fish fingers. This was some frozen ragu for making spaghetti. Yeah, that's the lot. Here's my thoughts on the Food Hub experience. For £5, for that amount of items in the bag, I don't think you could have matched that at supermarket prices. Their own words, two lovely ladies. They were two lovely ladies. I couldn't fault them at all. Polite, pleasant, chatty conversation about the farm community that they'd got. I did take a look on the website and it looks like a very good community, volunteer-led venture, to be perfectly honest. And that's where my thoughts now turn to from this experience. A good friend of mine once said, if you want a helping hand, all you need to do is look down and there it is. Okay? And today you seem to have to help yourself, and that's pretty much where it is. And the real help that's out there is in the community. It is in from places like what I visited today. It's not out there from the big governments, in my opinion. And I think that's irrespective of whoever the so-called elected government is. I don't really take much interest in the news other than seeing through the headline. And one of the things that I saw today was the discussion about that taxes won't raise for the working person. They described the working person as somebody who had a monthly paycheck and who was unlikely to be able to raise a cheque to get them out of any difficulties. They then expanded that to say it would be somebody who also had a small amount of savings, but they never determined what those savings were. There's talk of increasing taxes on property, and in their mindset it would appear that they don't believe that this will affect what they call the working person. I don't believe that to be true whatsoever. If anybody's paying higher taxes, it's going to be represented in higher property prices. And that's the problem where we are nowadays. The property prices are too high. They're not representative of the actual property itself. These increases are just going to be passed on. Who's going to be affected? Their own self-defined working person. That's my opinion. And I can't see any changes to that opinion from my experience today. The people out in the community are the people who understand what's actually happening. Talk of raising property taxes and things like that. I think there's no grasp on reality of what's actually happening with the people that they call the working class people. Thanks for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you in our next one. Goodbye.